Rick Ross is currently on a press tour for an album he plans on dropping soon, and the interviews he's doing on this press tour is bringing so much chaos, stress, and drama to his life that I don't understand why he keeps putting his foot in his mouth during these interviews. One of the interviews that caused a lot of issues and drama for Rick Ross this week was the Fat Joe and Jada interview. During this interview, Rick Ross says when he sees 50 Cent, he's gonna slap him. Now, obviously, you're not just gonna say that and then, everybody around 50 Cent is gonna sit quietly and wait for you to do it. So Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder, they responded and they revealed some things about Rick Ross that Rick Ross don't want out there.
I like what you said about the whack rappers that might get out of line and just imagine if I had the chance to slap 50 Cent with this right here.
Come on, man.
Yo,
This is a family show, Ross.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Just imagine that. That's a blessing.
I ran out of flag.
We just talked about. No. You just mentioned it.
No, I'm not talking about him.
No, you was.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. I caught that.
No,
the whack rappers running around.
I'm sorry for
and then you get the
I had nothing
with
to
the
do
$1 million
with that.
backhand. You feel me?
No, I didn't say that.
You was
But
talking
listen,
about 50 Cent, the whack.
I'm not even thinking about him. I was talking about a time when.
No, I caught that. I caught that alley hoop.
Yo, Ross, stop.
I'm a win by yaya.
Yeah, win by
I'm giving Joe Crack what Joe Crack asked for. The whack rappers, the 50 Cent.
I never
You
said
threw me the alley hoop on 50. Come get it, 50.
I don't have to, but I'll be clear. I definitely wasn't thinking about 50 Cent. I was thinking about some old school rappers. I don't want to say who. Some friends of mine that back in the day, they had the game in the chokehold and then they
flopped.
Man, they
G
invited me
Unit.
to the sit. No.
It was G Unit. It was them. The dog cheek. What's that name? Uncle Murder. That cheek's way darker than his forehead. He need that rewind skin cream. I caught that alley hoop, man.
No, I didn't do that.
I went by y'all out there.
That's PG-13. I don't
Kiss, what that be?
violence. I think inspiration.
Come on now. Let's keep it real. The cheek's dark.
I'm out of Listen, you gonna say I inspired that talk?
You
Chris?
did.
I don't know. You gonna say that shit?
Caught the alley hoop.
Rick Ross has always been outspoken, but this interview run he just did, the 9 or 10 interviews he did in a row, we ain't never seen Rick Ross pop his ish like this before. Now, do I think Rick Ross is actually going to slap 50 Cent when he sees him? No. Right? We've seen Rick Ross square up, right, when he was in overseas and they had that brawl. I think he was in Toronto and the Drake goons pulled up and spanked him. So we seen Rick Ross squabble up. I don't think Rick Ross wants any issues with 50 Cent. Like 50 Cent, wasn't 50 Cent like an actual boxer, right? But nonetheless, though, Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo responded back on behalf of 50 Cent, and they revealed things that Rick Ross probably don't want out there, including Rick Ross had the opportunity to do all the tough stuff in person, and he didn't do nothing according to Tony Yayo.
Rick Ross not smacking nobody. He up there talking
For
about
sure,
smacking somebody.
smacking
We saw you in Canada, brother. We saw you run on your peoples. And all that. We know you not about that. We seen you run on your peoples, man. We know you soft, my brother.
The volume is now like Death Row Records, y'all. and this is why I'm gonna tell y'all that. I never thought it'd be like Death Row Records over there. I love the volume. Shout out to Hard Rock Betting. Shout out to everybody that adds on the show. I love all you guys. So you got Rick Ross on Joe and Jada. You got Ross telling Mal to you know what and his moms, which is crazy. It's crazy to a point. I don't talk about nobody's mother. That's just not me.
Right.
I mean, that's me. Then you got him dissing the G Unit and my man Murder on there. But to me, Rick Ross jokes is getting dry. Murder, clean my boat. Yayo, mow my lawn. I don't care about none of that, bro.
Rick Ross not smacking nobody. He up there talking
For
about
sure,
smacking somebody.
smacking
we
50.
saw you in Canada, brother. We saw you run on your peoples. And all that. We know you not about that. We seen you run on your peoples, man. We know you soft, my brother.
BET Awards, right? When the shit happened with Jeezy, I was there. I was backstage. It was only a few good men. This is when the gunplay got his chain took and all that.
Right.
There was a few good men there. I'm not gonna keep saying names to be federal on here, but there was a good few men there, and was not traveling light. When Rick Ross walked by me, and a few good men, because it was like maybe 5 of us. And this is when 50 is going back and forth with Diddy backstage. They going back and forth. 50 told, I think that's the day he told French, Meek is better than you. 50 was just wilding that day. was a lot of shit going on. But Ross walked right by me. Smack got the video. He just don't want to put it out because I don't know why, for political reasons.
Smack put the video out.
Smack got the video. He walked right by me. They said, what up? They had like 30 with them. And I'm like, what up? It wasn't like we don't never travel light, so he knows it's not like that.
Right.
But now the volume is definitely like Death Row. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to the volume.
If I'm Rick Ross, I wouldn't even go with the, hey, when I see you, I'm going to slap you angle, because that's not even his brand. Like, I don't think nobody looks at Rick Ross and thinks super squabbler, super fighter. When Rick Ross sees you, he going to be... No, so even that to me is like, why? Right? Like, why even like put that out there into the universe, right? Because now, guess what? When we see you run across, let's say 50 or Tony Yayo or Uncle Murder, let's just say, I don't know, at the BT Awards or at the Grammys somewhere, and you don't do what you're going to do, now it's going to look even worse for you. And if they're saying, bro, we already seen him in the height of our beef and he ain't do nothing, right? Now, the 50 Cent slapping thing was not the only source of drama this week. Rick Ross did several interviews dissing Drake. Now, the first time he did it, it was funny. The second time, it was fun. The third, fourth, fifth, and sixth time, he just came across as a hater. Even during his Patrick Bet-David interview, when he brought up Drake, Patrick Bet-David, who probably knows nothing about hip-hop, was able to kind of rebuttal some of the things Rick Ross says and made him look crazy towards the end.
Would you put Drake at your level?
No.
You're not putting Drake at your level.
Look at PBD eyes when he says it. PBD is looking at Rick Ross like, are you on drugs? Did you smoke a hot one before you got here? What are you talking about?
No, see, you might be, I could see it in your eyes, you might be confused with the numbers and all of the fake numbers flood the marketplace 50-something. That shit ain't nothing. Remember what I told you, the streets are the streets. If Drake was what he thought, what you think he was or what he thought he was, he would have been able to clear all this shit up, address it, and been moved on. He's still suing the label. That's like him. He might sue you for speaking of him on this situation. He might sue you. He might send you a cease and desist.
That would be a compliment.
It's a nice alley-oop.
That's a nice alley-oop.
Let him know.
But if it does, I'll definitely text you and I'll say we got to share the legal fees together.
Shit, no.
Because we would share legal fees together. We get the same lawyers.
No, we won't, man. He might sue you. He sued Lucian Grange.
What did Lucian say?
I'm not sure.
Lucian is a heavyweight, though. Lucian is.
I know, but
he's got a little bit dark side to him.
When you diss certain people and they can't deal with it emotionally, they're embarrassed, they're humiliated. That's when they sue all of these people.
Did you listen to Iceman, the new?
I listened to some of it. My engineer it was horrendous.
What do you give it? 0 to 10?
Oh man, it was. I mean, Pitchfork gave it, I said it was mid. Mid meant 5. Pitchfork gave it a 4 point something. I don't know. But it was like, no one's my friend. You left me alone. Oh my. It's that type of shit.
As a fellow hater myself, I got to applaud him. This man is turning Drake's biggest win in the last 2 years into an L. But he's doing a masterful job because he's keeping it on the things that are subjective, such as how the music sounds, how well the music played in his ears, right? The quality of the music. Those are things that are subjective because my ears obviously hear something different than your ears, right? I could hear Drake album and I could think it's the second coming of Thriller. You can hear it and you could think it's trash. You can't really debate that. But where he went wrong at is he began to transition into the objective metrics. He began to say things like nobody is listening to it, right? It's not performing well on the charts. It don't really got good numbers. Like things that Patrick Bet-David could very easily debunk and check up on. And Patrick Bet did that to Rick Ross's face. And you could see Rick Ross get really annoyed once PBD kind of like shut down the entire is not successful conversation.
You got to be a boss out here, man.
So nothing that would be in your new playlist that you were showing.
Was it anything in my recent playlist?
I didn't hear all of them. I don't know if you got to, But have you personally listened to every single one of the tracks in the new album?
No, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
No.
By which one did you stop? 5?
I'm not
did
sure.
you make it to 5 or 6?
I'm not sure.
I'm not trying to shame Rick Ross for hating, but when you hate, you got to do it properly. PBD asked Rick Ross, did you make it to track 5 on the Drake album? He says, I'm not sure. Well, then, like, you can't, right? Like, now your opinion of the album itself don't get taken seriously. Because if you personally haven't listened to 5 songs on the album, and he dropped 3 albums, 48 tracks, I think total, and you ain't get through 5, then your opinion on whether or not the album is good or not means nothing. And it doesn't matter what other people say. If you haven't heard it, you can't make an opinion on it or a judgment on it.
I got to realize when it was going, it's music people that's on my team I allow them to be you could be a Drake fan if you like his music. I'm not going to tell you, no, don't put, we not on that type of shit. Listen to it if you want to listen to it. And I had people that listened to it. By the 5th song they came out, they was like, damn, this shit whack. And they went back in, listened to it. I'm like, it's not nothing that's dope. You don't hear nothing like Jay-Z and Alicia Keys in New York. I say you don't hear none of that. This a motherfucker who always bringing up Michael Jackson. What a Billie Jean at? What a Thriller? And my homies actually sat there and they lost an hour of their life for this shit.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Are they recovering?
Yeah, trauma.
It's tough.
It is.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Now, by the way,
when you've been waiting after you seen people put ice blocks in the middle of places and promoted and marketed, and the world knew what day it was coming out, and the shit came out and really, folded.
how is it performing on the charts, Rob?
Who?
I'm not tracking how Iceman.
I'm not sure.
Performing.
Now, he knows how it's performing. Now, he know exactly how it's performing. If Rick Ross was honest, he would have said, hey, man, it's tying Taylor Swift record, right, for most top 10s on Billboard, right? He got 10 top 10s on Billboards from one album. They're all going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10 consecutively from one album. That's a record. He's going to be the first artist since Michael Jackson to have 3 albums go 1, 2, and 3 and on Billboards in 1 week. Michael Jackson did this when he passed away in 2009. Right? So Drake is the first person who's alive who did it. That's 2. He's set to sell about 500, maybe 480 to 520 first week. That's amazing. That's amazing, right? He's set to run the charts for the next, unforeseeable future. Rick Ross is taking advantage of Patrick Bet-Davis, I guess, ignorance, and he knows that Patrick Bet-Davis don't really know much about hip-hop, right? So Rick Ross goes above and beyond to try to discredit Drake's numbers. But even somebody who knows nothing about hip-hop is able to do basic research and find out Rick Ross is full of ish.
On the chart.
Rose don't.
Yeah, well, let's see. Iceman recorded 140.2 million first-day Spotify streams, officially making the biggest album debut in 2026 so far. The figure has placed immediately pressure on competitors and set a new benchmark for opening. Drake's Janice has reached #1 on Apple Music. So that shows it's doing okay. That's showing it's doing pretty good.
I don't know what you're reading, but do me a favor and pull up Spotify. Let's go to the real streaming. Pull up Drake's Spotify. That didn't even have a logo, what you was just reading. So you might be an Iceman fan.
I'm not listening to it, just so you know. Okay, so how do you go to see where it's ranking?
I'm not sure. I'm talking about the articles. That look like the stream. I don't know.
So, Rob, why don't you type in Drake, Iceman, then go to news, reviews.
You like Drake. You like Drake. You've been talking about him 20
just so you know, I will tell you, this is the fun fact about me. I stopped, my hip-hop stopped in early 2000.
This not hip-hop.
His not hip-hop.
No, this not hip-hop. I like how he used the Michael Jackson glove right around the time the Michael Jackson movie came out. You ride that wave. He know how to ride a wave, but it ain't working.
When these clips hit the timeline, they had the opposite effect that Rick Ross intended. People made fun of him, right? He was the butt of the joke. He was called out as a hater. People seeing right through it. It just wasn't a good look. I think Rick Ross should have spent time talking about his album, talking about what he got coming up next, spending time talking about Drake and trying to make it seem like Drake is unsuccessful when, clearly that's not true. It just makes you look crazy, all right? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out how the murder investigation surrounding this No Jumper host just got worse. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. Click on the hype button and send me a hype if you really want to show support. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.